Hello everyone, yes it's Alex, I'm back again with another review for you guys, and we're back to Mortal Kombat and we're back to Pop Culture Shock, and finally we have a Mortal Kombat X piece. Yes, that game that came out, April 2015, we finally have a statue to represent that game. Yeah, it's been a long time coming. Kind of Mortal Kombat fans have had is a little rough to say the least, with all the shit that was happening with the 1-3 ninjas and the constant delays. Suffice to say, Quan Chi has come out fantastic, and we will get on to him in a moment. But just a little bit of history, because this wasn't or isn't the first MKX statue that Pop Culture Shock have put up. It's actually the second. Yes, he's come out before Kotal Khan. Kotal Khan, you know, he was this awesome new character, really underutilised in the story mode, I have to say, but hopefully we're going to see more of him in MK11. And, you know, there's the hype for MKX was super high, and Pop Culture Shock came out and said, hey, look at this, we're doing Kotal Khan straight away. Awesome pose, huge statue, like 27 inches tall. Boom. And then the second in the line, Quan Chi here. Again, another, I think, a pretty much fan favourite. Quan Chi, I know people wanted him in his Mortal Kombat 4 costume. Fuck knows why. For me, Quan Chi didn't get good until MK9. You know, when they really went for the necromancer thing, the evil sorcerer thing. And then, you know, as good as he looked in MK9, I think this is probably easily his best costume to date for MKX. Spoiler alert, if you haven't played MKX, he does, you know, Scorpion finally gives him what he's owed, and, you know, he does, let's just say, that happens. That wasn't worth it, was it? Did you see the struggle? Because this actually goes in. It's a funny angle. There we go. Anyway, so yeah, he's dead. So I doubt he'll come back in MK11, but, you know, Mortal Kombat does not give two fucks who comes back. So we may see him again, but we finally got a statue of him, and a fucking good statue at that, like I say. And then since then, we've had Scorpion and then Sub-Zero, both in their MKX costumes. Now, at the moment of recording this, which is 4th of August. Yeah, we're in August 2017. MK is kind of up in the air with Pop Culture Shock. So we don't know what's coming. We don't know what's done. Apparently, there's a few sculpts already done, and we're going to see him soon, hopefully at New York Comic Con. You know, and going off this, I really can't wait. I think this is the way that all MK statues should be done. So I'm just going to show you the base on this guy. Ignore that bit there. See this here? Just ignore that. That doesn't exist. So what they've gone for with the MKX bases is kind of a mix. So, you know, you've got the classic stuff, which is on the black base, which to me, I'm not a fan of the classic stuff. Kentaro apparently has come out recently really well. Goro came out really well. I'm not really a fan of the Raiden, not a fan of the ninjas. Melina and Jade came out really well, but again, for me, Mortal Kombat, it should be a bit more over the top. It's a much more over the top fighting game. It's a blasé, ridiculous looking, ridiculous fighting game, and I think it just needs a bit more to it. So Black Museum base, like kind of what they did with Street Fighter, doesn't work for Mortal Kombat for me. It never has. So for me, it was always the MK9 line where they did the diorama style bases and, you know, more action poses, fully sculpted. And it totally worked for me. And then with MKX, they said, well, we're going to mix it up. We're going to do a kind of diorama base, not as dynamic as MK9. We're going to have the black border on the base to give it some museum quality. And I think it looks fantastic. Now, my thing is for Mortal Kombat now is for every single sculpt to have this base. So whether it's from MK1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, they have these kind of bases, black base, diorama. So, you know, you do Scorpion, you've got a Hal base. You do Goro, you've got his lair. Do Johnny Cage, maybe a film set, or reptile acid pools, you know, and so on and so on. But always the same style of base with the black base and the diorama on top. Fully sculpted. And then just basically go through those characters that we want. Give us, you know, MK2 Kung Lao. Give us Johnny Cage. Give us Sonya Blade. You know, these characters that deserve to be made. These legacy characters. You know, and just continue and do every single costume from every... Well, not every single costume, but, you know, give us those characters and costumes that we want, and don't worry about it being, oh, well, this is the MK9 line and this is the MK10 line. Don't worry about that. Just give us the characters, give us similar bases, and let's get some uniformity. So I've told you now, Pop Culture Shock, and this is what you're going to do. I really, really hope this happens, because, you know, I think the MK line deserves it. Now, sales on Quan Chi wasn't great. I don't know why. I think it was long requested, but as I always say with first figure stuff as well, there's a lot of people shouting and screaming that they want certain statues, but no one ever really puts their money where their mouth is, and sadly that happened with Quan Chi. I know delays and that don't help, but this guy actually is coming under 2 years. This is 23 months for Quan Chi. He went up for order in September 2015. And he was $425. Yes, I've got the facts. He was $425, which was, you know, not super expensive at the time, and still not super expensive now. I completely lost my train of thought. But yeah, Quan Chi. Now, Pop Culture Shock, to be fair, as usual, you know, they've had a lot of shit and a lot of flack recently. They've pretty much nailed this guy. That was where we were going. Sales. I remember now. Yeah, sales weren't great. I think there originally was going to be 250 of this one. So, oh yeah, let's go over that. Oh my reviewing has gone out the window. Fuck it, 2 cares. So this is the Dark Sorcerer, the Sorcerer exclusive. I thought it was called Dark Sorcerer. No, it's just called Sorcerer. And the other one's called Dark Curse. So the regular, you will get green energy on the base, green energy in his hands, red here on his head, no molocad, which I'll show you in a moment, just the regular hand, which is actually here. So 2 energy hands in green energy, red markings on the head, that's your regular, okay? Then the first exclusive, which was Dark Curse, same green energy, but you also get the sword, which goes into this hand, and you get the molocad. And then they also did the Sorcerer exclusive, which is one I went for, which is exactly the same as the Dark Curse exclusive, but with the purple energy and purple paint apps on him. Usually I've been going like Kotal Khan, I've gone for Sun God, because that's what I play. But I do think that's the best colour, even though it's got the less going on, you know, with the, you know, the War God and the Blood God have got extra weapons he holds and stuff. I still think Sun God's his, you know, classic look, and, you know, the one we'll all remember for him. And like I say, it's my favourite, you know, it's the grappler version, so I love grapplers, so that's the version I play. Whereas with Quan Chi, I always play Warlock. But I love the purple energy on him, so I went Sorcerer. And originally, like I say, I think there was 200 of these, 200 of the Dark Curse, and so many regs, maybe 250 of each. Sales didn't go incredibly well because we have got 125 of these Sorcerer exclusives. Mine is number 8, signed by Jerry Macaliso. Thank you, Jerry. So yeah, sales didn't go that well, which is a real shame because it's a fantastic piece. Let's get in on him a little bit. And as you've probably been, as you can tell when you've been sitting here, the face sculpt for one, let's go ahead and try and take that head out again, is fantastic. Paint, spot on. Eyes are done really, really well. No problems whatsoever. We've got a magnet that goes in there. Oh my giddy aunt, there we go. Giddy aunt. And then swap out, you've got this hand that goes here. That's just on a peg. Mollicad, which just pegs in. Now my peg on this, I've seen someone who said they couldn't get theirs in, it was really stiff. My peg, oh dear. It hasn't fell out yet. And the Mollicad, I've got to say, is fucking great. Look at the paint apps and the subtleties, and we've got all the goo underneath. Really nice EX. But, saying that, I was determined to display it with the Mollicad. I really, really like him with both energy hands, because the translucent resin they've done really, really well. You know, they've literally cast the hand in the purple resin and then painted over it. It's super nice. It really gets me excited for the Ultra Bison, which has got a similar look. Costume, like I say, easily my favourite Quan Chi costume. All fully sculpted. Pop Culture Shop nailed it pretty much. Paint are really clean lines. No problems. Paints on the arms. Usual Pop Culture Shop business. Now, despite all the flack recently, you know, they are still, for me, doing what needs to be done. Getting everything right. Except for one thing on this statue. Now, the exclusive version, as I said, I'm not going to go through them again because that was tiresome, but the Mollicad was the original thing, and then the other thing was, if you've ever played Quan Chi, he has a fantastic fatality called Mind Game, where he zombifies you, summons a sword in front of him, walks you into the sword, and then lifts you up and drops you down, and you know, the sword goes through your mouth, and you know, it's very gory, it's fucking awesome. So originally when this was shown, it came with the Mind Game sword. So I expected it to be an entire switch out hand here, but what it actually is just the sword's actually done really well. It's cast in purple translucent resin, like the hands, but it literally sits like that. And I'm going to gently turn, and I do move in gently to get. It's a big ass sword. One, I think it's too long. I do think it's too long. And two, it just sits there. I mean, obviously, if nothing touches it, it's not going to move, but it just feels. I really wish, mind you, there's a hole there we could probably get it through. No, we can't. Maybe we could. But what I would have loved is for this bit to pull off, or this bit here to have a split, and put it through the hole, and you know, so it felt solid like it was in. So the sword, as nice as it is, and as much as I wanted to display it, I probably won't. It might go just along the base, because I don't feel confident enough to display it in hand. And the base, as I was just showing you before, fantastically done. Got all these runes in there, which I don't think you'll be able to see properly, but all here, all carved in the base, which is really nice. If you haven't played the Sorcerer variation puts in buffs and debuffs on the floor, so I'm sure it's a reference to them, but I'm guessing both bases have got it. And we've got a few skulls littered across there, because what's Quan Chi without skulls? And again, the purple energy effect, which is really nice. It's coming out quite pinky on camera, but in real life it's quite a dark purple. And like I say, I actually really like the two energy effects. It's yeah, it's really grown on me, the two energy effects. I just think it looks cool. The pose is actually taken straight from the game. If you've played the game and you've seen some of the loading screen images, when you're coming to fight Quan Chi, this is it. Basically, he's got an energy ball in this hand usually, and this hand's got nothing in it. So Quan Chi, Pop Culture Shop decided, hey, let's do a bit in both. And like I say, it looks fantastic. Don't count Pop Culture Shock out, and you know, I know a lot of other people are screaming for someone else to get MKX or the MK line, and at this point I'd be like, yes, just to not because I want Pop Culture Shock to, you know, stop doing the MK. I think their MK statues are phenomenal. It's just I want the volume to go up. If, you know, if 2 companies are putting out 2 statues a year, that gets you to a bigger roster quicker. And, you know, if another company's going to take chances on... I mean, the problem is if another company starts doing them, they'll probably go straight for Sub-Zero and Scorpion. And everyone's fed up with Sub-Zero and Scorpion. The MKX Sub-Zero and Scorpion haven't sold super well. So, you know, I don't think that's the costumes. I don't think that's the way that Pop Culture Shock designed them. I just think people are fucking sick of them. You know, there's been so many. There's been what? Let's do Scorpion. We've got a classic. We've got an MK9. We've got an MK10. We've got we've got an MK9 life size bust, an MK10 life size bust. Is that it? One from each game. Yeah. But that's a hell of a lot of Scorpion. And Sub-Zero the same. We've got an MK Classic, an MK9, an MK10, 2 busts. You know, so I think that's covered all bases. Oh, sorry, 1-3s as well, yeah, of course. And I think Jerry was talking at one point of doing MKX 1-3s, which, you know, is just too much in my opinion. Too much. But hopefully, all I want them to do now, I'm just going to knock this light off, see if I can... Nah, it's a bit... Because I took some fantastic shots of this earlier with underlighting, and it you know, it really popped. Don't know where I was going. All I want them to do now is to carry on doing more MKX, or say, hey, we're not going to do an MKX this time. We're going to do MK9 Ermac, or you know, we're going to do MK9 Smoke. But we're going to keep it on this museum base with a diorama on top. You know, a bit of a diorama there. Do for MK what they've done for the Street Fighter Ultra line. That's what we want. That's what I want. I'm sure everyone else would probably agree with me. Because this is fantastic. I just want more, more, more. But there you go, guys. Quan Chi, Pop Culture Shock, Mortal Kombat X. Better late than never. Kotal Khan is shipping in the next month or so. So I will have my Sun God. I haven't got it ordered directly from Pop Culture Shock, so I might be a bit late on that one. I've had this one straight from PCS, and they've got it to me within 4 days, which, you know, I applaud them for. Shipping is super fast. I know they're processing refunds faster. Customer service is, you know, a couple of days at the max for the last time I've used them. They're turning things around. Go and join the PCS Facebook group. All the information's on there. More transparency, more updates on shipping, more updates on more production PCs. They're doing unboxes on there. They've recently unboxed Quan Chi. They've recently unboxed Kentaro. Hopefully Pop Culture Shock are back. They never went away for me, but, you know, I hope that they're back for a few other people. The big test now is the Ultimate Akuma that they've just released. If that can be turned around in, you know, 12, 15 months. You know, I know PCS like to get everything perfect, and, you know, and a lot of us are happy to give them that time. But I think to win over others who aren't so impressed anymore, they definitely want to see turnaround times improved. And I'm hopeful, and I'm sure that they will. Okay, guys, there we go. Enough rambling? Was that enough rambling? Oh, we're only at 19 minutes. You know, did I talk about the statue? I can't remember. But there you go, guys. PCS Quan Chi 1.4 MKX. If you want to start collecting MKX lines, a great starting point, and hopefully we're going to see a few more later in the year. Thanks all for watching. I'll see you soon.